My name is Courtney Wicks, and I am the Executive Director for Investor Advocates for Social Justice. And I'm here on behalf of As You Sow and the Sisters of the Good Shepherd, who have filed shareholder proposals in the past on child labor and human rights abuses in Tesla's supply chain. I stand here today to call on shareholders to vote yes to child and forced labor. On child labor, over 40,000 children, many children are seriously injured or killed in the mining process. Child labor imposed genocide, child and forced labor for the lives of children or enslaved people.
And I heard a question raised about cobalt mining, and you know what? We will do a third-party audit. So in fact, we'll put a webcam on the mine. And if anybody sees any children, please let us know. I don't want to go off on a tangent too much on that front, but it's very important to appreciate that most of our battery packs are iron-based. A majority of our battery packs are iron-based, not cobalt. And then our other battery packs are nickel-based, not cobalt. The nickel batteries use a little bit of cobalt as a binder, but only a tiny amount. In contrast, your phones all use 100% cobalt. I recommend complaining to the phone manufacturers. But even for the small amount of cobalt that we do use, we will make sure, 6 ways to Sunday, that no child labor is being exploited. Obviously, we're a company that cares a lot about doing the right thing. The faster we can make battery packs, the faster we can move to a sustainable energy economy. That's the fundamental limiting factor. So, yeah, I can't emphasize that point enough. The rate of lithium-ion battery production fundamentally decides the rate at which the world transitions to sustainability, because the batteries are needed for all forms of transport and for stationary storage. The cost and the emissions required to produce an electric vehicle are dropping rapidly over time. And we're going to get to the point where an electric vehicle is cheaper than a gasoline vehicle. This is our direct employment number. So this does not count contractors. We received 3.6 million job applications last year. So, and once again, the top 2 most desired companies for engineers on Earth were SpaceX and Tesla. You know, at the end of the day, the competitiveness of any given company is a function of where are the most talented people interested in working. That is the team that's going to win. In fact, I'd say this is generally the case. If you look at any given company and say, where are the most smartest, most driven people going to work, that company is going to win. And FSD Beta is growing hyper-exponentially. So that chart is going to look like a wall, basically. The thing to appreciate is it's not that full self-driving will be as good as a person. It will be much, much better, like a lot. Like over time, 10 times safer than a person. It's not even going to be a contest, frankly. So this is a really big deal. Being able to do a software update and have several million cars suddenly go from manual driving to autonomous, I think will be the single biggest asset value increase in history. This is really an insanely big deal. We're also the largest EV maker in the world, and I think that will continue. And while at the same time being the highest margin of any car maker in the world. Now, making electric vehicles profitably is hard, as illustrated by the difficulty of our competitors. A number of our competitors are making EVs at a significant loss. We are actually making EVs profitably, and almost no one else is. And as you can see, our free cash flow per year has been increasing steadily. I mean, it should be said that that interest rates make have a very big effect on the affordability of cars. The vast majority of people is just, can they afford to pay the payment? As the interest rates increase and credit tightens, like it's safe to say that these various banks that have died are probably somewhat distracted from handing out auto loans. It's like if they're on their way to the cemetery, increasing their auto loan portfolio is not the first thing on their mind. So this is going to be a challenging 12 months. I want to be sort of realistic about it. Like Tesla is not immune to the global economic environment. I expect things to be just at a macroeconomic level difficult for at least the next 12 months. Tesla will get through it and we'll do well, and I think we'll see a lot of companies actually go bankrupt. So I want to make sure that this is not just the good news parade. It's important to understand that no company is immune to the macroeconomic environment. But that said, it won't be darkness forever. I expect probably a year of difficulty globally for everyone. And then my best guess is that the global economy turns around in roughly 12 months. And then Tesla will be in an extremely good position. So anyone who is a long-term investor, I think, will do extremely well. It's actually a really big deal that Tesla has such a powerful internal software team. This is all internally written Tesla software. I think there are almost no companies in the world can do this because they do not have a very talented internal software team. So they're generally reliant on third-party. This is a hidden strength of the company that often doesn't get a lot of attention, but is incredibly powerful. We are highly confident that Model Y will be the #1 best-selling car on Earth this year. The Tesla cars are actually the safest cars in the world. European NCAP sort of active safety tests, we got the highest scores that they've ever seen. We have very strong demand for the Tesla Megapack, and we're going to make a lot of them, growing at a rate that is even faster than our vehicle sales. I wouldn't be surprised if long-term the stationary battery pack activity went well in excess of 500 gigawatt hours per year. So the demand is like quasi-infinite here. It's not that we wish to take on extra problems, but since nobody else was doing it, we felt we had to do this. And so we've just broken ground on a lithium refinery in Corpus Christi, which will be do more lithium refining than I think probably everything outside of China. And we've signed a deal for our next gigafactory in Mexico, Gigamexico. We're laying the groundwork for ultimately getting to 20 million vehicles a year. We are actually building a new product. We are actually designing a new product. 2 new products that I think you will be very excited about. Both the design of the products and the manufacturing techniques are head and shoulders above anything else that is present in industry. Elon's guess is that that will probably make in excess of 5 million units a year of these 2 models combined. And everything you see in the Optimus robot is a Tesla-designed system. So we took our world-class motor and power electronics team and said, okay, we need to design several actuators that don't exist in the world, and they did. So Optimus is working quite well. And then the Optimus stuff is I think extremely underrated. Because people just cannot comprehend the consequences. If you have had a generalized humanoid robot, what would be the effective ratio of humanoid robots to humans? Because I think basically everyone would want one, and maybe people would want more than one, which means the actual demand for something like Optimus, if it really works, which it will, is, I don't know, I mean, 10 billion units? It's some crazy number. It might be 20 billion units if the ratio is, say, 2 to 1 on people, humanoid robots versus people. It might actually be, it's some very big number is what I'm saying. And a number vastly in excess of the number of cars. So my prediction is that Tesla's long-term value will be, a majority of the long-term value will be Optimus. And that prediction I'm very confident of.